Do you want to know what the heck Warren Buffett is up to? Well, I'm here to tell you. Here we are, everybody. Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway filed their 13F, yes, their 13F on Valentine's Day, no less, February 14th, 2023. And I'm gonna take you into it right here in this video. I'm also going to cover, this wonderful experiment that Warren Buffett did, or Warren Buffett, who is, I would say, arguably the best investor in history. But I think that word arguably isn't even applicable anymore. I think there is absolutely no question that Warren Buffett is the best investor in history. Here we are. It is the middle of February, right after Valentine's Day, 2023. And Warren Buffett was sitting on tons of cash and started buying up lots of different companies and using his cash during 2022, when the majority of the stock market, certainly the S&P 500, was down over 20% for the full year of 2022. And then a lot of the growth and tech stocks just got absolutely hammered, some of them down as much as 70, 80% plus. And Warren Buffett, what does he do? He goes in and he swoops in and starts buying everything on sale. So I think that the term arguably is not even appropriate anymore. He is the best investor in history, in the history of mankind up until now. And we're going to go ahead and go into his 13F, and we're going to talk about these stocks where there's a difference. What we have here is we have one big change, a downward change of 90%. We have another downward change of 86%, another downward change of 60%, one new position, and then a lot of other small changes. So we're going to go right into that. And also going to talk about this experiment, which, as I said, so this experiment, basically, one of the things I do is I'm a marketer, right? An internet marketer. I don't really do the blueprints anymore, but I used to sell blueprints for like $1 and $6 as kind of part of, really what's called an irresistible offer. People would kind of come in and buy the really inexpensive things. Anyway, I have in here, from one of these blueprints, the investing blueprint, an experiment from Warren Buffett, where Warren Buffett took the date of 1942, when he bought his first stock at the age of 11 years old, and then kind of fast forward that all the way to 2018, and then compared that stock, and then certainly the S&P 500 against what would have been gold at that time, meaning like if you were scared about the war, in 1942, and you just put all your money in gold, how those two kind of perform. And again, as Warren Buffett, as the best investor, in history up until now, the concept of that and how important it is to actually, focus on the S&P 500 and just let it do its thing, right? So we'll go ahead and do that experiment in a second. So without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to hop into the 13F, and I'm going to show you all these changes in Berkshire Hathaway when they filed their 13F on Valentine's Day, February 14th. If you guys don't know me already, my name is John. I do videos on investing. I do videos also, on general business. I also do some videos on like adventure travel, because I do credit. I do a lot of videos on credit, and I've kind of utilized different credit and the whole point system to do things that I like to do, right? Like travel and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and we'll hop into the 13F. Okay, as you can see, this is a 13F.info, Berkshire Hathaway Inc. Q3 2022 versus Q4 2022 13F. So as you should know, Berkshire Hathaway is Warren Buffett is the person of interest, and Berkshire Hathaway is his company, his investment holding company. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually comparing the Q4. What it is these companies are required to file the 13F, which discloses all their holdings approximately 45 days after a quarter ends. So here we are, they did it on February 14th, which is just what is that? I guess right around 45 days or maybe 44 days after the end of the year, the end of that fourth quarter. So the easiest way to see what's going on, in my opinion, is to actually compare Q4 2022 to Q3. That way you can see the actual differences, right? And that's what we're doing here. And then what we can do is go back and actually then see what their holdings are. Still, the top two holdings for Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett are Apple and Bank of America. But if you take a look, as I said, there is one really large position where there's a change in 90%. You can see a lot of these changes, not much of a percentage change with respect to Apple here. So the biggest one, let's go ahead and we'll start with the biggest. The biggest one is a change, as you can see right here, of 91%. So they have a 91% reduction in U.S. Bank Corp. Obviously U.S. Bank Corp. So that is massive. So their shares were 77,788,214 as of the end of Q3 2022, which changed to 6,670,835 at the end of Q4 2022. Massive change of 91% downward. The next one we have is a big one, and this is probably the one that makes the most news, and it's right here. It is a downward change of 86%, and it is, drum roll, Taiwan Semiconductor. So with respect to Taiwan Semiconductor, as you can see, this 86% change, this was kind of a big deal when they filed their 13F back in the middle of November, because, when Berkshire Hathaway went into it, there was kind of a big spike for Taiwan Semiconductor, and it was all over the news and everything, but they've taken, a big slice out of it, right? So, at the end of Q3 2022, they had 60,060,880 shares. End of Q4 22, they reduced that to 8,292,724 shares, or they sold 51 million plus shares, which is a reduction of 86%. Pretty massive. The next one on the list we have is an actual reduction in actually 60% plus. So that next one is right here, Bank of New York Mellon Corp. So if you take a look at Bank of New York Mellon Corp, we have showing them here as 25 million shares plus end of Q4, and then the end of Q3 2022, they had 2 million shares plus, and it was an actual change of, like I said, 60%. They got rid of 60% of that. Now we have a whole bunch of other small changes. As you can see, there's a couple new positions, but they're all pretty small. Looks like there's a difference of about 300,000 shares in Apple, which is a change for them. It's so small that it doesn't even register as 1%. And it looks like they got rid of about 1% of their shares of Chevron at about 2 million shares. And then we got 12% reduction in Activision Blizzard. We have an increase in Paramount Global. So Paramount Global, we have an increase of about 3%. So they took, an additional, they put up an additional almost 2.5 million shares of Paramount Global, which is pretty wild. There's a reduction of 11% of McKesson Corp. They reduced their position by about 1% in Ally. They've got a brand new position. It says New Holdings. This is a Brazilian company, Brazilian financial company. And it's, it says a difference of 107 million shares, which sounds like a lot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into the way that the actual percentages are for their holdings for Q4. And it's really pretty low. I think it's actually way under even 1%, in terms of their new holdings. Pretty much that's about it. So what we'll do is I'm going to show you the way that their Q4 13F looks, so you can actually see the makeup of their holdings. All right, so as you can see right here, we have, this is their Q4 2022 filing, and we have 39% stake still in Apple and 11% in Bank of America, which obviously you just add the two of them together, that is 50% of their portfolio. We got Chevron at about 10%, Coca-Cola, American Express, Kraft Heinz, Occidental, Petroleum at 4.1, Moody's, Activision, and then we go down to below 1% of really quite a bit of holdings, all the way from HP Inc. all the way down. And as we kind of go down to all these positions that are under 1%, there we go, Amazon, we're going to go down to, where is new? Right here. So as you can see, this newest position of theirs, which is, here, 107 million shares, which is a lot, registers as 0.1% of their portfolio. So there you have it. That is Warren Buffett and the Berkshire Hathaway 13F filed February 14th, just a couple days ago, 2023. So next, I'm going to take you into this presentation, not really presentation, but experiment, right, from a presentation where I talk about Warren Buffett and what he did, and it's really just to illustrate the concept of, oh, okay, he's arguably the best investor in history, but I think that's again, that word arguably is not even applicable anymore. So we're going to take you into this experiment so you can actually see the S&P 500 compared to gold in terms of what sort of returns that they have from 1942 all the way to 2018. Okay, so as I said, this is actually pulled from one of my presentations where it's actually an investment blueprint, where I was kind of selling it for $1 for a period of time. So here we go. Warren Buffett did us a huge favor. He did an amazing analysis back to when he bought his first stock in 1942 at 11 years old. The spirit of this analysis was to observe the performance of gold versus the S&P 500 from 1942 until 2018, or 76 years. I mean, who else could have done this experiment? That's why, you just got to love Warren Buffett here at 90 plus years old, just killing it. If he panicked during 1942 and put all his assets, $114.75 into gold, it would have been worth only $4,200 in 2018. This return is less than 1% of the return that would have been realized from a simple unmanaged investment in American business, otherwise known as the S&P 500. If we convert this figure from $114.75 into $10,000, these figures are just shocking, right? $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 1942 would be worth $51 million in 2018, while $10,000 into gold in 1942 would be worth only $440,000 in 2018, less than 1% of the return of the S&P 500. So there you go. That is a comparison of the S&P 500 versus gold over whatever that is, 76 years or something like that. A very, very long time. Just certainly shows you the performance of the S&P 500 and American business. Everybody, if you like that, again, I do videos. My name is John Howard. I do videos, as I said, on investing, on credit. I've been doing a lot more investing. A lot more videos on credit, and that's because credit is kind of, I feel, and it seems, going to become very important with respect to, the stock market and a lot of the tech stocks and growth stocks having going down a lot in 2022. Credit's going to become very important. So I do a lot of those videos on credit. I also do videos on Airbnb and short-term rentals. I myself have got a few properties here in Southern California, and that is one of the things that I do to actually generate income as well. So I do quite a bit of content on the kind of short and medium-term rentals, just kind of renting properties. And also some adventure travel, because with credit, I've also kind of been able to align that with the right point setup, so I can go do things that I like, which is snow skiing and adventure stuff outside and surfing and going to Mexico or whatever, anything outside, right? So if you guys enjoy that sort of content, like investing, and credit, as well as adventure travel, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel and hit the alerts button so you don't miss out on any new content. Okay, thank you very much and have a great day.